New York Governor Cuomo is saying that he is anticipating thousands to pass away. And he gave this warning on his recent live update. This is the New York Times, March 29th, 2020. Thousands of people will pass away, Cuomo warns. Live update. New York State recorded the largest one-day jump in CV deaths. As Mayor de Blasio said, the city had a week's worth of medical supplies. The number of deaths in New York has increased by 237 on Sunday. Cuomo warns that the pandemic's toll could grow worse. Governor Andrew M. Cuomo on Sunday offered a grim assessment of the CV pandemic engulfing the state, as he reported that 237 people had died since the day before, the largest one-day increase since CV began. And the projections, he added, suggests that the crisis is facing New York could grow even worse. I don't think there's any way to look at those numbers, Mr. Cuomo said, without seeing thousands of people passing away. The number of confirmed cases jumped from 7,200 in one day, putting the total of confirmed cases at 59,513 cases as of Sunday. More than half of the cases, or 33,768, are in New York City, according to the latest figures from the city and state. About 8,500 people are currently hospitalized, an increase of 16% from Saturday to Sunday. Of those, 2,037 are in intensive care units, which are equipped with ventilators. People asked, when is this over? Cuomo said, when they come up with an inexpensive home test or point of care test that can be brought to volume. In New Jersey, Governor Philip D. Murphy said on Sunday afternoon that the state had recorded 21 CV deaths since the previous day, bringing the state total to 161. The state has also recorded an additional 2,316 confirmed cases, raising the total to 13,386, the second highest in the country. Among other developments reported by Cuomo, the governor extended his order for all non-essential workers to stay home until April 15th. And trust me, he's going to be extending that again. Mr. Cuomo said he would ask Mayor Bill de Blasio to plan the city 11 public hospitals to coordinate how patients and resources are distributed. He also wants public and private hospitals to work together throughout the state. There is an artificial wall between those two systems right now. The wall has to come down, Mr. Cuomo said. More than 76,000 healthcare workers, many of them retirees, have volunteered to work in hospitals should the facilities become strained. Mr. Cuomo said he supported the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's travel advisory for New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, urging residents to refrain from non-essential domestic travel for 14 days. It's nothing we haven't been doing, Mr. Cuomo said. Some good news. The Westchester County man who was New York's second confirmed case, bringing attention to a cluster of cases in New Rochelle, has been discharged from the hospital, Mr. Cuomo said. In Connecticut, the officials reported on Sunday that the number of confirmed infections in the last 24 hours had increased to 1,993 cases from 1,524 cases. There was only one death, raising the state's total to 34. Wow. New York City has a 1 week supply of medical supplies to care for any New Yorker who is sick. Mayor Bill de Blasio said on Sunday, "We have enough supplies to get to a week from today. With the exception of ventilators, we are going to need at least several hundred more ventilators very quickly," Mr. de Blasio said in an appearance Sunday morning on CNN. "We are going to need a reinforcement." Mr. de Blasio's comments come as New York City's 911 system is overwhelmed. Hospitals in the New York area is also overwhelmed. Medical staff warned of shortages of personal protective equipment. The mayor also concerned about shortage of medical personnel and said he has made a direct request to Mr. Trump to send more military and civilian doctors and nurses from around the country. Our frontline health care workers, Mr. de Blasio said, are given their all. They're in harm's way. And we need to get them relief. We need to get them support and protection, but also relief. They can't keep up at this pace. So there is supposed to be an aircraft carrying gloves, masks, gowns, and other medical supplies that is supposed to arrive at Kennedy International Airport Sunday morning. And the plane carried 130,000 N95 masks, nearly 1.8 million surgical masks and gowns, more than 10 million gloves, and more than 70,000 thermometers. FEMA will provide the majority of the supplies to New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, with the rest going to nursing homes in the region and other high-risk areas across the country, a White House spokesman said. Mr. de Blasio and Mr. Cuomo did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the impact the shipment would have on the availability of medical supplies in the city and state. So that's good that they're getting the supplies they need, but those supplies that are coming on the plane have to be split between 3 states. So this is a mess. This is really, really a mess. Who knew something like this would happen in the US and this country would be this unprepared, not prepared for this at all? And I was reading, some of you, I know I said this before, during the Spanish flu, they said it was that second wave that came in the fall of 1918 that wiped out people worldwide, 50 million people worldwide. So there is a deep fear of the second wave that's coming. Even if this thing fizzles out in the summer, it's coming back in the fall. And there's a deep fear of this thing mutating and getting stronger. I was reading about that a little earlier. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.